Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Sea Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 10. That's right, we're in the top 10 of my favorite power trio bands of all time. 31 days here in July. My favorite 31 power trios. Three members, whatever the instrumental configuration might be. As in yesterday's pick, we had a band with a keyboard player, bass player, and a drummer. Could be guitar, bass, drums. Could be sax, drums, and guitar. Could be piano, drums, and bass. Could be whatever, right? Doesn't really matter. Just three guys who have a lot of power, produced a lot of power, made a lot of noise, made some great albums, great songs. And you got to have the oomph. I used the oomph yesterday, right? Got to have the oomph and power. So today's pick, I'm actually surprised these guys rank so high. I love them, but they only ever released two studio albums. And, they had really two pretty titanic live albums. And more recently, one of the original live albums was made even better because it includes the full show. The band is from Ireland, or was from Ireland, I should say. And the band is Taste, featuring, of course, on guitar and vocals, Rory Gallagher, the great Rory Gallagher, or Gallagher, depending on how you say it. I know the traditional way to say it, the Irish way, is Gallagher, right? I said Rory Gallagher for decade after decade, but I've recently trying to change the way I pronounce that last name. The late, great Rory Gallagher. Richard McCracken on bass. This is they had other folks in the band before, but this is considered the classic lineup. And John Wilson on drums. So John Wilson on drums, Richard McCracken on bass, Rory Gallagher on guitars and vocals. They only released the two studio albums early on. You had Taste, which came out in 1969. All right. Then, of course, you had On the Boards, which came out a year later in 1970. Then, of course, the band split, right? Rory went on to a solo career, but they did leave us with some cool live stuff. You have the Live Taste album, which is really good. Only 6 tracks, though. It's a little on the short side. Then they also released the Live at the Isle of Wight. And the original live version of that was, again, kind of short. Just a single live album. But, of course, we had many, many years later, you got the full concert that was released on video at the Isle of Wight. They played like in the middle of the afternoon to a huge audience and went over a storm. And this is basically, the band were, for all intents and purposes, pretty much broken up at the time. But they did agree to do the show, and shortly thereafter, Taste was no more. Rory, of course, went on to a solo career for many, many years, up until he passed away, mostly performing as a 4-piece, added keyboards into the band with the bass drum guitar configuration. But I will say, perhaps my favorite Taste album is the full Live at Isle of Wight. What's Going On? Taste Live at the Isle of Wight. This was reissued. This came out in 2015, so about 7 years ago, from the folks at Eagle Rock Records, Eagle Records, Eagle Vision. And this is the full show. Amazing. Rory is in peak form. The rhythm section is absolutely cooking. This is basically blues rock, all right? Late 60s British blues rock, with a fiery guitar player. There's no one like Rory Gallagher. Got such a unique style. Of course, he took a lot of his inspiration from the old Chicago bluesmen and the Southern blues guys, like the Mississippi Delta blues, that sort of thing. Really interesting for a British guy, or for an Irish guy. And their music just really energetic. And I called them kind of British blues rock before, but yeah, it's Irish blues rock, obviously. But you could kind of, there's a lot of similarities between these guys and bands like 10 Years After and Chicken Shack and so, early Fleetwood Mac, so on and so forth. But with a guitar player that was just so relentless, whether he plays that beat up Strat, right? Ferocious rock and blues licks. He could do like the more acoustic stuff, again, the kind of Mississippi Delta blues type of thing. Amazing stuff. Right, and also a really good singer. What's Going On? All the Taste staples are on here. What's Going On? Sugar Mama, Morning Sun, Gambling Blues, Sinner Boy, I'll Remember, I Feel So Good, Catfish Blues, Same Old Story, and Blister on the Moon. I mean, man, so energetic, and what a guitar player. The solos, the riffs, you listen to this and you just sweat. You just feel like you're up there in the sun in front of all those hundreds of thousands of people, and just so good, so good. Rory's one of the greats. Very much missed guitar player, and this is one of the unsung early power trios in rock and roll or blues rock, whatever you want to call it, from the late 60s, and one that I think often gets overlooked because they just really weren't around all that long. Only released the 2 albums plus the live stuff. It's a shame they didn't continue on, but Rory went on to have a spectacular, although often overlooked, solo career. But I really dig the Taste stuff. So that is my pick for today. Pick number 10, Taste, featuring the late, great Rory Gallagher. Let us know what you think of Taste in the comments below, and also give us your pick number 10 as we count down. We're in the last little week plus here in July, so we have got another 9 to go after today. So curious to see where we go, right? Got some good ones coming up. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. All together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get notified of all of our content as it posts, as it goes live here on the channel. We also have down below, down there, we got the link to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, as well as the link to our merch page where you can get all sorts of cool Sea of Tranquility gear, shirts, hats, hoodies, caps, stickers, coffee mugs, all sorts of fun stuff, and all sorts of different designs. Of course, we got the classic Sea of Tranquility, the original. This is the original one, folks. All right, the original logo. Call this one the triangle, right? So, but lots more, lots of different ones. In the product seat, Hudson Valley Squares, all sorts of fun stuff. So go check out that website down below. And we'll see you real soon here. In fact, tomorrow morning with another favorite power trio band. Pick number 9 is coming up tomorrow. So we'll see you all then. I am Pete Pardo. Have a good one, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.